there, TikTakers! Now that we are spending more time at home and can dedicate more hours to playing video games sitting on the couch. If you're tired of playing GTA Online, then here we have some horror game recommendations for you, so you can spend these days scared out of your mind. We'll start with the popular Silent Hill saga. Surely many of you who had played it had to guess what to do with that damn stuffed bunny. This was an adventure and survival horror game initially developed by Team Silent and published by Konami. It was released for PlayStation in 1999 and had multiple sequels, a series of graphic novels, and 2 movies. The fog and the gloomy atmosphere, a signature of this game, were initially used to hide the hardware limitations of the PlayStation, but also worked to create an excellent horror atmosphere. Psychology and emotions are also very important in this series, where the decisions the player makes play an important role in the game. Now, TikTakers, something we fans of the series didn't like was the whole Project PT situation, which was an introduction to the interactive game Silent Hills. And although that sneak peek of the game fascinated the entire world, the project was cancelled and nobody got to give it a try. Another famous horror game saga is Amnesia. The first and most popular title in the series is Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which was developed by Frictional Games and released in 2010. The game is filled with nerve-wracking situations where the environment plays a crucial role. And since the game is in first person, you can usually feel the danger closer to you. Moreover, the player character has no weapons, so you have to use your ingenuity to hide and escape from the creatures you encounter, so you can get out of the castle. We suppose many of you know that the holes under the stairs are a good place to hide, and if you don't, then that's a useful hint for you right there. After this first game came the expansion Amnesia Justine and the standalone sequel Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. And for those who already know the series by heart, we recently heard that very soon a new installment will be released, titled Amnesia Rebirth, which will have a direct connection to the first game, but will try to showcase the evolutionary leap that Frictional Games took. And if we now mention Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Restaurant, then you'll surely know that we'll talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's saga. This is an indie game series created and designed by Scott Cawthon, and the first installment in this survival horror series came out in 2014. In that first game, the player plays the role of a night shift security guard who must use different tools to stop several animatronics from killing him. At night, they become very dangerous, so to be able to close the doors on time, you can't take your eyes off the security cameras. Not even for a second! Otherwise, you can imagine what happens. Many video games have been inspired by these sagas, but without a doubt, one of the most successful ones is Resident Evil. It has video games, comics, novels, movies, collectibles, strategy guides, a myriad of works. It was developed by Capcom and was created by Shinji Mikami. In this series, the player must survive a biological disaster, which is transforming humans into zombies. It is very important for you to constantly look for ammo and medicine, otherwise you won't get very far. And given that there are so many installments in this series and we feel like chatting today, we'd love to see you share in the comments which is your favorite Resident Evil game. Another game that also takes place in the middle of a zombie pandemic is The Last of Us, an action-adventure third-person survival horror game developed by Naughty Dog and released in 2013. The game focuses in an epidemic that has devastated the human population of the United States. And in the middle of all this chaos, we have Joel and Ellie, 2 survivors who fight to stay alive and safe. What would happen if nature itself starts claiming what's hers? This question really gives life to the game's plot. What do you think, TikTakers? Now we'll go to outer space in Dead Space. This saga was created by Visceral Games and was released by Electronic Arts in 2008. It focuses on the struggles of the engineer Isaac Clarke in his fight against the necromorphs, beings that have mutated due to an extraterrestrial infection they want to propagate. The game takes place in a futuristic environment and it's filled with many unknown dangers, forcing the player to fight to survive as well as remain sane, which is no easy task. The series currently has 3 main games. And finally, the last one of today's recommendations is a more recent title, Benji and the Ink Machine. This is an indie horror game developed and published by Kindly Beast, under the name of the fictional animation studio in the game, Joey Drew Studios Inc. It takes place in 1930 and the player plays the role of Henry, a former employee of the studio. When he goes back there, he finds an ink machine that can produce genuine horror in anybody, due to the monsters it can create. We know there are still many other horror games we could talk about, so what do you say if you share with us your favorite ones in the comments, so we can include them in an upcoming video? We'll definitely read your suggestions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, and if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!